to the Seeking Survival podcast. Today we'll be interviewing Antonina Zabinski, the wife of a zookeeper and a hero of 300 Jews. We would like to start off by welcoming our guest, Antonina.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me.
When did you first realize how real everything was becoming to you and your family, and what were your first thoughts when you heard about what was happening?
It was scary as soon as I heard about what was happening for the first time. I felt bad for the Jews, but no one really knew what was going on. It was all rumors that we'd heard from others. All we could do was hope there was nothing more than just that. We heard the planes though. That's when we felt fear for ourselves instead of only fear for other people's sakes. Then there were the explosions all around us, and we knew we were involved in it too.
At what point during the early moments of the war did you decide you wanted to take in the Jews? What made you want to do it?
I can remember going into town and seeing the Jews being worked like they weren't even humans anymore. It broke my heart to look at them and see the pain in their faces. From the beginning, I hated just sitting back and watching this happen. I wanted to do something to help. I just didn't know what. I made the decision to take them in and feed them and take care of them. It was risky, but I was willing to do anything to help these people.
How did you hide them and keep others from finding out about them staying with you?
We brought them into our home when no one was around. We made sure all of the workers had gone home for the night, then we snuck them in. We gave them code names so that others would think we were talking about the animals. I used my piano to let them know when the Nazis went there. Not even our cook knew, and we asked for extra food every night. We had to be secretive about everything. We couldn't even tell our closest friends or family with the risk of them reporting us. It was scary and it was hard to keep quiet for so long, but all of our lives depended on it. So we did it, and I'm so thankful we did.
I'm sure many others are thankful for that too. Thank you for coming and sharing your story.
Today's DoorDash. Craving your favorite foods? Go DoorDash. From over 300,000 local and national favorites across the US, Canada, and Australia, you can get on-demand delivery or pickup from restaurants, grocery stores, fast food restaurants, and convenience stores at your fingertips. Make sure to leave a tip for the lovely DoorDash drivers who risk their lives on the road for your cravings. Back to the podcast.
Welcome back to the Seeking Survival podcast. In segment 2, we will be interviewing Otto Frank, a survivor of the Holocaust and the father of the brilliant Anne Frank. Otto is the main reason the secret annex was opened for public tours, along with publishing of Anne's diary. Welcome, Mr. Frank. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
After listening to Antony's interview, did you hear any similarities between her story and yours?
Not really. I feel as if everyone's experiences were different from each other and affected them differently. Even if one was standing side by side with someone else their entire time, they would still have a different perspective.
What was the hardest part during your stay in the camp?
Well, the entire stay in the camp was challenging, but I think weighing 114 pounds as a full-grown man was the hardest. I was extremely weak and I was unsure how much longer I could last.
What was the biggest tragedy you faced?
Hearing the news that my children and wife passed away. It took a while to process that they would no longer be in my day-to-day life, but the cruelty of it all motivated me to share their stories.
How did you decide that Anne's experience needed to become a lesson to those of the future after the Holocaust?
Anne's words of experience needs to be heard. Children need to be able to learn history and hear the words of the people who went through it in order for history not to repeat itself.
Thank you for listening to the Seeking Survival podcast. Don't forget to tune in next week's episode where we'll be interviewing Al Capone.